Have you ever been told you look younger than your age? Maybe you brushed it off with a laugh, grateful for the compliment but not thinking much of it. Or perhaps, deep down, you've always wondered why. What if there was more to it than good genes or a healthy lifestyle? What if the reason had little to do with your skin and everything to do with your soul? Today, we embark on a journey, one that will explore the possibility that your youthful appearance is a reflection of something deeper, a mirror of your inner life, a symbol of energies that are rarely seen but often felt. This is not merely about looking young, it's about being young in spirit, in energy, and in essence. You see, there are people in the world who seem untouched by time, not because they've avoided wrinkles, but because they radiate something eternal, a kind of lightness, calmness, or joy that resists aging. Their presence is fresh, their smile timeless, and their energy restorative. In this video, we'll uncover 8 profound spiritual truths that may explain why you look younger than your years. From inner stillness to cosmic alignment, from empathy to adaptability, each of these aspects reveals a different dimension of the soul's influence on the body. These aren't just theories. They are insights rooted in the human experience, in ancient wisdom, and in quiet observation of the lives around us. So, take a deep breath, let go of what you think you know about age, and open your mind to a different way of seeing yourself and the world. Let's begin. Some souls don't age in the same way others do. They carry memories not from one lifetime, but from many. These individuals often feel older on the inside, drawn to solitude, wisdom, art, and quiet reflection. But ironically, this depth of soul seems to lighten their outer form. There's a stillness in them, a presence that defies chaos and stress. And it's that presence that shapes their energy field, and, as many believe, even their cellular health. When a soul has been through lifetimes of growth, it learns to detach from the noise of the world. It no longer reacts with intensity to every storm. It simply observes, processes, learns, and continues. That kind of emotional mastery creates a foundation of peace, and peace is one of the most potent anti-aging forces on earth. Such a soul might laugh easily, forgive quickly, and rest often in stillness. This relaxed, surrendered energy doesn't weigh the body down. It lifts it, like a balloon tied to earth, but still reaching for the sky. All around us are energies we cannot see, subtle forces moving through people, environments, and even thoughts. Some individuals are more attuned to these invisible currents. They feel the shift in a room before anyone speaks. They sense when someone is hurting, even if no words are exchanged. Their connection to nature isn't just poetic, it's real. They feel at home near rivers, forests, animals. They recharge in silence. They feel the wind and know it's speaking. And this deep energetic alignment keeps them synchronized with the rhythms of life. To be in harmony with these forces is to resist the unnatural pace of modern life. It's to say no to toxic environments, overstimulation, and internal chaos. People who are deeply aligned with this invisible rhythm age differently. Their lives are guided not by pressure, but by flow. Their choices are based not on trends, but on truth. That energetic alignment feeds their well-being, strengthens their intuition, and brings a glow that no skincare can replicate. Empathy is often misunderstood as mere sensitivity, but true empathy is a profound spiritual gift. Those who feel deeply, who sense the emotions of others as if they were their own, tend to live with a unique kind of grace. They understand before being told, they forgive before being asked, and most importantly, they release what they feel. Empaths don't hold on to resentment, not because they are naive, but because they know the cost of carrying it. They transmute energy, they absorb, yes, but they also alchemize. They turn pain into compassion, sorrow into silence, and frustration into understanding. This constant flow of emotion, felt and released, prevents the hardening of the soul. And when the soul remains soft, the body follows, the face remains open, the eyes stay bright, the energy stays young. Empathy isn't a burden, it's a key to spiritual clarity, and in many cases, to visible youth. Wisdom isn't about knowing more, it's about needing less. Those who carry true inner wisdom are rarely reactive. They don't chase every argument. They don't panic at every problem. They've seen enough of life to know that things pass, that not everything needs to be fixed, that silence is often louder than shouting. This spiritual maturity shows in the way they move through the world. Their faces aren't clenched. Their bodies aren't tight. They breathe deeply, speak calmly, and navigate life with a sense of detachment, not from indifference, but from understanding. Stress is a leading cause of aging, not just physically, but energetically. And wisdom is the antidote. It knows what to let go of. It knows what matters. And most importantly, it knows how to return to stillness. Those who live by this inner compass radiate an energy of ease. And ease, more than anything, is what keeps the spirit and the appearance young. There is a softness in people who choose kindness, an open-heartedness that transcends personality. Kindness isn't passive. It's powerful. It is a choice made again and again, especially in a world that rewards harshness. Those who consistently choose compassion over control, empathy over ego, and grace over grievance are people whose energy heals rooms. But more importantly, it heals them. Holding on to bitterness ages the heart. Carrying grudges scars the face. But those who move with gentleness live with freedom. Their bodies are not reservoirs of unresolved emotion. Their eyes do not carry the weight of vengeance. Their voices don't echo resentment. They've learned the secret that when you forgive others, you release yourself, and that freedom, it shows in posture, in skin, in lightness of being. Kindness doesn't just change the world, it changes the one who lives it. To adapt is to survive, but to adapt gracefully is to thrive. Life is constant change, relationships, careers, seasons, even identities. Those who resist this flow harden, they become rigid in mind and body. But those who embrace change, who remain flexible in thought and emotion, move like water. Adaptability is more than resilience. It's a philosophical stance. It says, I do not control everything, but I can choose how I move through it. People who live with this attitude don't carry unnecessary tension. Their bodies are relaxed, their minds open. They see change not as a threat, but as evolution. They roll with life, rather than breaking against it. And because of this, they age like rivers do, gracefully, slowly, beautifully. There are people who carry light, not because their life has been easy, but because they've chosen to see it that way. Optimism is not denial, it's a decision, a conscious choice to focus on possibility rather than pain. And those who make this choice often live longer, healthier, and yes, younger-looking lives. Hopeful people don't ignore suffering, they transcend it. They laugh often, love fully, and cry without shame. They don't hide their scars, but they don't let them define the story. That joy, that refusal to let cynicism rot the soul, manifests physically. Their smiles are genuine, their energy is magnetic, their presence uplifts. They remind us that youth isn't in the mirror, it's in the outlook. And the most beautiful people are those who believe the best is always ahead. There are some people whose lives are not about them. They are led by a calling, whether it's to serve, teach, heal, inspire, or build. Their purpose pulses through everything they do. It gives them energy when others are tired. It centers them when others are lost. This kind of life force is rare. It's sacred. It's the energy of someone who is deeply connected to the bigger picture, who knows their life is part of a larger design. Living with purpose is like being plugged into a direct source of power. It's not just motivation, it's spiritual fuel, and that fuel slows the aging of the soul. It keeps the body vibrant, it keeps the eyes alive. People with deep purpose rarely fade. Even as they grow older, they remain radiant, because purpose doesn't age. It expands. There's something deeply important about lingering in silence after truth has been spoken. Like the moment after a bell is struck, and the sound still rings in the air, long after the strike itself has faded. That's the space we now find ourselves in, a space where insight meets stillness, and something within us begins to shift. So let's keep going. Let's not just hear these ideas, but sit with them, question them, and carry them inward. Because the journey of understanding why we appear younger than our age isn't just about discovering the traits we hold. It's about learning how to honor them. Each spiritual truth we explored is not just a reflection of who we are. It's an invitation to live more deeply. So now, we will deepen each of the 8 truths, one by one, unpacking how to nurture them in our lives and what kind of transformations can occur when we do. This is no longer just a list, it's a map. And if you follow it with presence and intention, it may lead you to a life of extraordinary depth, lightness, and radiant presence. Let's begin again with new eyes. Embracing the weightlessness of a timeless soul. To fully live as a timeless soul means to practice detachment from the illusions of urgency and identity that society constantly reinforces. The moment you allow yourself to believe you are only what you do, what you own, or how others see you, the soul begins to carry weight it was never meant to bear. It tenses, it tries to control, it forgets that it is eternal. But when we embrace our timelessness, we release that burden. We start moving through life as if nothing can truly harm us, not because we're careless, but because we remember the soul is untouchable. This kind of detachment requires practice. Through meditation, solitude, journaling, or simply walking slowly through nature without a goal. These are acts of remembering. They teach the nervous system to stop racing. They teach the heart to rest in the now. A timeless soul does not rush. It does not seek validation. It listens more than it speaks. And this lightness, this deep inner quiet, is what makes the face glow, the smile real, the presence magnetic. Cultivating harmony with invisible currents. Living in harmony with subtle energies means learning to feel beyond logic. It asks you to trust your gut, honor your instincts, and move when something feels right, even if it defies common sense. This path is not loud, it is soft and often unnoticed, but the rewards are immense. Those who live in this way tend to avoid drama without even trying. They leave parties before the tension begins. They pause before signing a contract because something feels off. They walk into a room and instantly choose the seat where energy feels calm. You can cultivate this sensitivity, spend more time in nature, away from digital noise, practice silence, not just with your voice, but in your thoughts. Start noticing how you feel after being with certain people, watching certain media, eating certain foods. Your body is already communicating, you just need to listen. When you live in alignment with these currents, you save yourself from unnecessary suffering. And that preservation of peace directly shapes the way you age, because you're not constantly fighting, you're flowing. Honoring the power of deep empathy. Empathy, when left unmanaged, can be overwhelming. But when cultivated with awareness, it becomes a form of spiritual superpower. It allows you to understand without judgment, to connect without words, to heal without trying. To nurture empathy is to protect your own energetic boundaries while remaining open to others. This means learning when to help and when to step back. It means knowing that you are not responsible for fixing everyone, but that your presence, in its calm and loving form, is often enough. Daily practices that support this include grounding meditations, energy-clearing rituals, and simple affirmations like, "I can feel deeply without absorbing." When empathy is honored rather than suppressed, it becomes a source of vitality. The energy doesn't stagnate, it moves, and this movement prevents emotional toxicity from building up in the body. Empaths who learn to release what they feel instead of storing it often carry a light in their eyes that feels both ancient and newborn. Living the stillness of wisdom, true wisdom doesn't come from age, it comes from awareness. The wise have learned not to waste energy on what cannot be changed. They don't fear discomfort because they know it's temporary. They don't gossip because they know words have weight. They don't panic because they trust the unfolding. To live wisely is to move with deep economy. You speak only what needs to be said. You listen with intention. You rest without guilt, and slowly the world starts to feel different, not because it has changed, but because you have. You can cultivate this by reflecting regularly. Ask yourself, what is this moment teaching me? How can I respond with grace? What am I clinging to that I could release? Wisdom brings softness. It teaches the forehead to relax, the shoulders to drop, the voice to slow. This serenity becomes visible. The face becomes less a battlefield and more a sanctuary, and others notice, not always with words, but with reverence. There is a reason people are drawn to those who are genuinely kind. It's not just their actions, it's their aura. Kindness alters the electromagnetic field. It raises the frequency of the body. It literally makes people more beautiful because they shine from within. Living kindly means choosing to be gentle when it's easier to be sharp. It means recognizing the humanity in those who disagree with you. It means caring even when you're tired. But kindness doesn't mean being a martyr. It includes being kind to yourself, saying no when you need rest, setting boundaries with love, releasing the need to prove or defend. The kindest people are often the most self-aware. They know that every unkind act stems from pain, and they've chosen not to pass that pain along. When you embody this energy, your whole being lightens, your movements soften, your smile becomes healing, and your aging slows, not because time has stopped, but because the spirit has chosen to rise above it.